Today's a prequel episode. It's not the real thing. We're getting there soon, but today we're going to talk about something really fun, really interesting, really exciting to me. We're going to talk about all the gear that you have to put together to do a YouTube channel. Cameras, lighting, audio, staging. There's a lot that goes into it. Let's get into that. One of the first big things you have to talk about is cameras. I had a pretty good still photography camera. I bought it about 2 years ago, but it's an older camera, a Leica SL Typ 601. This isn't really a video camera at all. That wasn't its strong point. It does do video and it does do 4K high def video, which is what we're shooting in now. But that isn't its strong point. So when you build a channel, you have to sort of work with what you have. The Leica has a really nice lens on it that came out of the box. It's a 18 to 56 zoom lens on it, and so that's what you're seeing now. I'll be using that most of the time for the video work. It's an autofocus lens, so it helps with that. I do have a Sigma 85mm lens, which is a beautiful lens, a portrait photography lens. It's a little difficult to use in a video situation, but we'll try to use it sometime so I can see how it goes. I think you'll like it as well. And then I do have a Artisan lens that it's a manual focus lens and manual operation, but it's a beautiful lens. It has a beautiful bokeh if you set it up just right and get your distances right. So I'm pretty excited about all that. Of course will be using my iPhone 16 Pro. I'm going to do a lot of B-roll shots with that. Any time-lapse photography I have to shoot, anything really just needs a handheld and quick shots, I'll be using the iPhone for. I do have some really old vintage gear on the table that I can pull up if I need to. An old Sony camera, an HVR from about 15 years ago. Its highest resolution output would be 1080i, which really isn't quality enough for a show right now. You could use it. It's all shot on DV tape, which would be hard to translate for YouTube. But I may do it for fun. We'll drop it in occasionally for some vintage shots or to maybe talk about how it works and what the differences are between back then and now. Things have changed a lot, but even back then that was a pretty good camera. And one of the other things I had to do was get the recording itself off of the camera and put into an offboard device. So I'm getting it offboarded to a Ninja device, an Atmos Ninja Ultra. This will allow me to record, playback, see what I'm doing on set, and really pull all the shots together in an organized way. It also helps me up the resolution of the camera from 420 to 422, which is a bit higher resolution. One of the other things I really needed to do was get my camera set up in a way that I could use it in the field. When I did video production back in the day, we would have a lighting guy, a gaffer, an audio guy, a cameraman. I'm doing all that by myself. So to get a perfect situation where I can see myself, work on camera, move a little more freely through each set, I bought a cage for the camera. Leica makes a cage for their cameras, but they cost almost as much as the camera itself. So they're beautiful, but just more than I wanted to spend. So I bought an off-brand cage that allows me to attach lights, my matte box for the camera, my audio gear, the Ninja. I can all plug it all in and see myself as a feedback, as a playback, and really helps when we're trying to move quickly and get things done. One of the first things you have to talk about when you set up a YouTube channel is how are you going to light the sets? What are you going to do? Can you just do natural light outside? Are you going to set it up with LEDs that you buy? I was pretty lucky to have an old set. It's really ancient. It's over 20 years old, but a really excellent kit. And the kit is called the Lowell Super Ambi 955 Tungsten Light Kit. This thing comes out of the box with all the stuff you need for a basic shoot. I've got a couple of Total lights, which are good fill lights that have umbrellas. I have a couple Omni floodlights, a Pro Light focusing floodlight, a Rifa EX55 softbox that I can use, and then all the scrims, flags, reflectors, gaffer's tapes, gloves that you need to handle bright and hot lights, all in one kit, and it's portable and easy to travel around with. So I'll be using that for most of my lighting setup. It's still an expensive set to use. Bulbs are expensive. LED lights, they come designed to last you, years, months and years. A tungsten set will last you days and afternoons. And each bulb can cost you 15, 20 bucks. And so those bulbs get pretty pricey and they're hot. You can't really do them in a house. They'll take up a lot of energy. They can blow your fuses all the time. I'm lucky to do it out here in my soundstage. It has a little bit, it's wired for a little bit better usage out here. I do have a couple of the fill lights. I'm using Rolino variable output LED lights. Those are smaller. I've got a couple of them, but you can adjust both the brightness and the color temperature and really dial it in to more closely match the tungsten lights, which is helpful. I'll be using those occasionally, and also maybe when I'm working indoors doing showing off gear or trying to light something specific and small, rather than haul around the big tungsten lights, I'll pull out the smaller ones as well. The lighting is important. I think the lighting really sets the mood for a whole channel and whole show, and I think I've got the basics here to get that done. Okay, so let's talk audio. You know, capturing audio wherever you're doing it is always difficult. If you're working off an iPhone, you have to be just the right distance away. You have to be in a non-echoey environment. You have to be very careful about how you record audio. Even a professional, it becomes really tight and really even more difficult. I have bought some new gear for this. I didn't really have anything in the can that I could use. I was working previously just off of the audio mics on the cameras that I was having. For my studio inside, I've bought a new Shure MV7 Plus, a really great studio mic. This is the latest edition. You can plug it directly in to the computer and record that way. You can plug it in through a mixer if you need to do that. For stage shooting, I'm using the Rode Wireless Go 2 lavalier mics. This is a recent purchase, and it's really great. They're plug and play. I've got the wireless bass unit plugged directly into my Ninja recorder, and I'm of course using the wireless nav here. The great thing is you can actually just take the little bass juice that I have in my pocket right now and use that as a mic. It's got its own mic. So you may see people occasionally holding up a little lav mic with a little fuzzy wind protector on a little square thing. That's probably the Rode Go 2 or one variant of that. And so it's really great to use. But if you have the little wireless ones, you can make it a little more hidden. I'm wearing this shirt, but it works pretty well. But the Rode Go 2 is a great little mic. I had an older mic that I've sort of decommissioned. It was a Yeti Blue USB mic. A pretty good mic for studios, but it was really not up to par for a TV show that I wanted to do like this. I also have some older mics. I have an old Sony ECM NV1, and that goes with the old Sony camera that I have. But it's a good dynamic microphone, so good for its age. But if I ever really need to do something where I want to have more sort of a boom to mic and not wear a lav, I could probably make that one work and plug it in. We'll see about that, but it'd be nice to get them out and we'll compare them as for a future episode and show each one and the benefits of each. The Shure mic is going to be really good for when I'm working in the studio, inside, on camera, but when I'm here in the sound stage, I think the Rode Go 2 is going to be really the way to go for this. Up next, let's talk about editing and editing software. My background is in production and post-production, and so I do know about editing. I started at a TV station and later worked for a design agency that had their own in-house production facility. I've directed, I produced, and edited. Most of my career has been editing. I've done commercials, I've done concert tour promotions, I've done special effects works. I once worked and did some things for the X-File back in the day. So it's been a long career that I had. I worked about 15 years total in that industry. It's been more than 20 years ago. But it was so many hours. There were long weeks. There was always 80-hour weeks. So I have no problem telling people I worked there 30 years. But editing is still close to me, but it's been a while since I've done it. So I still have Adobe Premiere on my computer. I have the Adobe Creative Suite that I use for Photoshop and Illustrator and all their tools. And I know Adobe and I know After Effects pretty well. But I was looking around. This is a new opportunity. I wanted to sort of open the door to what's the most latest, greatest thing out there. I have found a new tool that a lot of people are moving to, and I really like it. It's the DaVinci Resolve Studio. This is a great tool. The DaVinci Resolve basic package is free. You can just download it and use it. You don't have to pay anything for it. Their studio package costs about $300, I think, give or take, where you buy it. But it's great, and it's a lifetime purchase. You get all the updates. They're currently up to version 20. I don't yet know this tool, but everything I see, it just looks like home to me. It looks like the professional sort of layouts that I'm used to and accustomed to. And so I think the ability to work and do audio, to do video editing, to do special effects work, and do it all within one box and one toolkit that all aligns with each other is going to be fantastic. Yeah, so I think DaVinci Resolve is going to be the way I'm going to go. I'm currently getting up to speed on that. And probably this video and some of the future ones coming up are going to be definitely on the DaVinci Resolve. It's a fantastic tool. I'm really impressed. Everything in one box you need to do your job. It includes editing software, audio, lighting, and even they have a special effects tool called Fusion. I'm really looking forward to getting into that. There are a few extra items I definitely want to show you. I have a DJI Phantom drone, and so we'll pull that out and do some live shoots with that. It'd be fun to go through that and show you how those work. Hey, well, thanks for joining me today to talk about the gear and the things I love. This old technology is going to be tied in with brand new AI technology. I'm using AI to help me explore ideas for new shows, to help me think about layouts for what I want to do in the studio and how to arrange things here. It's been a great tool all along. So even when you don't see me talking about it directly on camera, just realize off camera, I'm getting to where I am using AI technology. So if I'm talking about 40, 50, 60-year-old film cameras, I'm using AI to help me figure out what those are about and how to tell you about it and what's a good story outline to do that. So AI is going to be involved in this all along the way, but I also want to show you how that gear has transitioned. So if we're talking about old film cameras, I'm going to talk about brand new AI technology and how it's being plugged into things like DaVinci Studio. Thanks for joining us today on Analog2Ai. I'm looking forward to all the new episodes coming up. I hope you are too. Please like and subscribe and tell all your friends. Thanks.